Hi guys, welcome back to Mama T's Craft Closet. I am Mama T and super excited for you to join me today. We are going to be making a leather and beaded bracelet. So here's one that I actually just made a little while ago. Has, whoa, has this button here. So these buttons I just got at Joann's. They're metal, which are nice, and some leather cording, and then the beads, and then finished with little tassel-y things here to go ahead and do that. Now, I will say, it's the first one I ever did, so, always a learning curve. So that to put it on, you just push the bead, or not the bead, the button or the toggle, I guess it could be called, through here like that. And then there's the how it's finished. Absolutely love it. It's beautiful. Way too big. So this one could probably be an anklet and not a bracelet. So, because you have to take into account the knotting that you do here at the beginning and the end, and then, where the bead's actually going to go. Not bead, I keep saying bead, sorry guys. Where the button's actually going to be, or the toggle clasp. So you kind of have to keep those things in mind. But I love how it's finished. It's just a really pretty simple. So yeah, so let's go. All right, guys, we are back. So the materials you're going to need is a button. So you do need a button with this kind of thing on the back here, because that's how it creates the kind of toggle clasp. You're gonna need some 6mm beads. You can do larger beads if you want a larger bracelet. Maybe you're doing a bracelet for somebody that wants, a wider kind of style. That's perfectly fine. But for these, I'm going to be using this. I thought this was a nice combination of beads with that. You're going to need some leather cording, about 50 inches. That may be a little too much. I found with the one that I did here, it was too big, and I did 50. This piece is already cut, so I'm not going to bother cutting it off now. You do want to kind of err on the side of more, because if you run out, then you're kind of SOL. So we definitely want to, but 50 inches was too long for this, because I ended up throwing away, well, not throwing away, but cutting off about 6 inches on either side. So definitely don't need 50 inches. Probably 40 would be fine, because this one I am going to make shorter. But we're just going to keep it at the length we have it. But yeah, so you just want a full piece. And then some thread. Now the thread that I got, and all of this, actually, this was from a tutorial that I saw on YouTube, that I'm going to link the YouTuber's name in their channel. Baby Squirrel Beading is the name of the channel. I just recently subscribed to them, and they did a similar type of bracelet. They used black leather cording, a different, button and everything. But this is definitely the inspiration for my video today. So Baby Squirrel Beading. Like I said, I will link her page in the description section. So the kind of thread that you want to get, they have like Coates and Clark. They have a couple different ones, but this is their outdoor. They also have like a heavy duty one, but I got the outdoor, and it's really, it's thin, but it's super strong. Like, this is not going to break, and it works really well. You can do, sometimes a waxy cord is just too thick. It's not going to fit through the bead hole. So, and then this here is just a regular sewing needle. I don't know the size. Honestly, whatever needle fits through the bead. If it fits through the bead, then you're good. So yeah, so that's where we're going to go with that. So you're just going to thread, I'm going to thread the needle, but then we're going to come back to this, because I got to get the setup. So I'm using a bead loom that I got from Bead Along, and you can use, in the video, I don't know the woman's name. I wish I knew her actual name. Let me see. Oh, her name is Emma. So in Emma's video, she uses just a, I think it's like a ring display thing that she bought at Michael's, she said. Such a smart idea. But I actually purchased this bead loom from Beadalon, and I did a little bit of reconnoitering myself, because what I found is once I put it in here, I had to make it so that the button could come out the end, because without that it would squish the button and it wasn't sitting right. So I'll show you that when we get to that point. But so I like this. I like how this is working. I will say though, I'm probably going to get a longer bolt and get a couple more pieces of this material. Show you. So this is like kind of the material, like if you didn't need the extra space, but I am probably going to get, even if it's wood, just to put in between to make this higher, because the space in between where the bracelet sat and this open space wasn't quite high enough. I probably want it like another inch up. And as you see there, the bolt is, you know, thankfully this has like the spongy material on it, so I can squish it down enough to get it on there. But I would definitely need to get a longer bolt to be able to do that. So that's definitely what I'll do at some point. So I can reconnoiter it to what I want. So you're just going to take your button, you're going to thread it through and down. And Emma had some really great tips in her video, which I really appreciated. Because the way that she starts it, this is called a snake knot. And if you do a lot of, what's it called? A lot of paracord bracelets, you'll probably be familiar with that particular knot. So yeah, so that's used quite a bit throughout the whole thing, which I really like. That you could just do a regular barrel knot, you could just do a regular roll knot if you wanted to. You know, it's really up to what, you know, if you have some other fancy knot that you like to use, you can certainly do that too. The one thing you do want to keep in mind though is when you are doing the knot up here to get it started, don't tie the knot way up here, because if you did that, when you go to clasp your bracelet, this wouldn't lay flat. So if you were doing that, then this, if you had the knot way up here, then it's going to sit like that. And that's not, one, it doesn't look good, and two, it's not going to be comfortable. So by doing the knot further down and away from the edge of the bead, so that way the bead has space, button has space to lay flat, then that just makes a much better look when you completed it. So, all right. So here we are with this. Now, this is the fiddly part, I will tell you. This is the very fiddly part. I had to stop a few times. And feel free to pause the video, stop it, you know, whatever you need to do. So we're going to make our first few snake bite. I think snake bite or snake knots. I don't know if they're snake knots or snake bite knots. I'm not really sure. I probably should have wrote that down, huh? Ugh, such a noob. I'm such a noob. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this side here. You're going to loop it up around. This first one is real fiddly, so I'll warn you. Loop it up around. Then you're going to take this left side. You're going to put it through like that. Okay. So we have that there. It looks just like that. Then you're going to take this and come around your hand. This is still the left hand one. And you're going to bring it up through here. Make sure that's on this side of this one here. And you want it to be under the button. And so you're going to get kind of this weird and like loopy kind of looking thing here. And you're just going to keep tightening. And like I said, this we want to bring it as close to the edge of the button as we can. So just keep kind of pulling on either side until you get it there. Okay. And then we're going to pull tight. There, like that. Ta-da. And there's our first one. So you can do 3, you can do 2, you know, however long you want that space to be before you actually start putting the beads on is entirely up to you and your aesthetic. So I'm probably going to do 3 on this one. I did 4 on the first one. If you notice, the leather cording that I used on this one is actually a lot thinner. I don't know what the millimeters are, but this one's a lot thinner. I liked how it worked. So it'll be interesting to see how this one does. But so let's make a few more of those loops or snake. Go through, come around. There may be other ways to do this knot, but this is the way that Emma did it, and I like it. I've done the snake knot the other way before, and it got a little wonky for me. So it is kind of, but yeah, I mean, if there's a way that you know how to do it that works for you, then do that. So you just keep pulling either side down. There you go. It is a really pretty treatment to have. Usually, normally I tried doing this bracelet once without a loom, and just freehanded it. I had no idea what I was doing. I just tried doing it on my own. It came out really wonky. Like the beads weren't lining flat. The cord was all verschnickered. It just was not pretty. But so now that I've seen Emma's video at baby squirrel beading, I've been able to really kind of hone in my skill, I guess you could say. So, all right. And again, just make sure that that stays under. The button. Yeah, I'm just going to do 3 on this one. There we go. Okay, so pull that nice and tight. There we go. And that one actually seems to be tighter than the other 2. So I'm just going to give a little pull that way. All right, so now this was the kind of tricky part, like I said, when I was first doing it. So this is going to go on here. And see, that's okay, I think. So we have this little squishy guy here. And put that there. And see how that's going like that. But like I said, if you have, there's really anything that you can make into a loom. But getting a longer bolt definitely would be a better, I'm going to pick this up, would be a better choice in this. I'm going to strip this, aren't I? Yep. You know what? I'm not going to put the washer in there this time. There we go. There. So, okay. And I'm going to bring this down here to the end of the loom. Don't want to lose my beads off the edge of my desk. That would be a real bummer. Bring it to the end. And put it through here. And you want to make that pretty tight. That gives you a good work surface. If you are using a loom, ooh, a little too tight on that. If you are using a loom, you want to make sure that you're able to get the bead right up to here. All right, so get our thread. So there's not going to be any knots showing. So, oops, I just pulled the thread right out there. Oopsies, my bad. All right. Thread that back through very carefully. Get a. There we go. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the end without the needle, and we're going to actually tie a knot on this left side cord. And you want this end to be pretty long because we're actually going to use it later to knot the top, put a knot in the top bead so that it holds really well, but then you won't be able to see it. It's pretty clever. So there. Fiddly fiddly. Okay. That definitely needs to be longer. Oh, there's beautiful. Oh, there they go. There's a couple of pretty golden finches outside of my window. I have a very big window right there. So it's nice. All right. This one you don't want to tie too tight. And we'll tie another knot to tighten it up. Oh, see that? That's not tight enough at all. Ay, ay, ay. All right. It's all a learning curve, friends. All a learning curve. There we go. Using the needle to bring it, undo it. And it's still not tight. That's okay. I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna kill myself over it. All right. So now we're gonna put a bead on here. Thread it all the way down. Oh no, I did that wrong. See, already I'm messing up. We actually are going to put this through here. So you're going to put the bead through this tail one right here. Again, super fiddly for that first round. See, and this is exactly what I'm saying about the space. I need more space in here. There's not enough space for me to really get my fingers underneath. So that's definitely something I need to figure out and make an accommodation here for this. All right, so that's going to go through. Come out that side there. All right, so now we're going to take the thread with the needle on the end. We're going to actually put it through here, pull it through, hold the bead there. Okay. So you've got both of them coming through this side right now. Now the tail end can actually just get wrapped around here because you're not going to be using that until the very end. Okay, so we want that to get as close. See, it's going to keep popping out until you get going. So, and again, this is where more space would be better. So you have this one here. You're going to go under this and under here. Put the bead through the hole like that. You gotta trust the process in the very beginning, guys. All right, there we go. All right, there. Okay, so then you're gonna put your next bead on, and you're gonna keep following this process. Gonna go in here, that goes over, then this one is gonna go under both sides through the bead and under. So you can just hold on to this on this side to get to the end. And pull it tight. You don't need to pull it super tight, but tight enough. Okay. Then grab the bead. And I just like to kind of randomly pick. I try not to choose. And as I'm trying to find one of the more red or more peachy colored ones here, you can tell I'm not left-handed. There we go. All right, and bring it through all the way down. Oops. Okay, and there we go. And through here, underneath both, through the bead. And that's the pattern you're going to follow. You're going to keep going over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under. So Do a few more with you. Again, whoop, don't want to do that. Don't want to pull your thread through. So like I said, you don't need to buy a bead loom. You can just use a shoebox or, you know, any kind of lid, like cardboard lid, and wrap it around, and that would work just fine. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so we're just going to keep doing that. Now, this needs to be said. So when I did this one, look, I can put this on like this. In order for it to fit right around my wrist, I probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 would do 6 less beads than I did on this one. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 17. All right, so we're going to do 17. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, so that's where we're going to end this one because the last one, like I said, was way too long and just don't want to do that. Okay, so this is where the cool part happens, where we make the knot. All right, so this is how we're going to finish it. So you have that last bead there. We're going to go over this one, but under this one, like that. Okay. I'm going to pull it tight. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come up through that thread right there. Then we're going to wrap this around. We're just making a knot, essentially. And you kind of want to hold all that down so it doesn't come undone. Like that. There. And then this is where the cool part comes in. We're going to go back through here, both over, and that knot is going to get pulled into, it should be getting pulled into there. What is happening? Come on. There we go. Okay, so we just came through that side. We're going to go underneath this thread. I'm going to wrap this around and tie a knot. Now we want to make sure this knot is nice and tight up against the leather. There we go. Okay. And then we're just going to go back through that hole again, on top and on top, and pull that through. And when you pull that through, it pulls the knot into the bead area so you can't see it. Okay, so now we're going to, this time we're going to go up to this bead, do the same thing, but we're going to follow this line. So we're going to go under and over, so it's right in line with that. I'm going to go through underneath this thread again. This is the part that I always forget. Wrap it around like that. And again, get it nice and tight. And then go through here. Both. This time we're going to go under because we're going to cut that. Again, the knot, and you can feel it get pulled into there. There. And I'm just going to trim that on the back. Nice and short. And that puppy's not coming undone. Oh, I forgot to tell you what the measurement was for this thread. So when I did it, you know, fingertip to fingertip, arms spread out. But that's how much we have left. So you probably don't even need that much. So, you know, you be the judge. All right, now we're going to take this, remember this little piece that we had up here in the beginning? We're going to do the same thing up here. So we're going to thread this through here. Easier said than done. Come on, there we go. All right. All right, so after you thread your needle onto that one, we're going to actually just pop it down here underneath like this. There, so it's underneath, and then we're going to do what we did at the other end there. I'm going to go under this cord, or under the thread, come through, do our little knot thing around the needle. There we go. And then again, we're going to come through here, top, and top. There we go. And then pull through. And actually, I think I was supposed to go under. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. Should have been under there. There we go. All right. And then if you wanted to do another one, you could, but I think we're good. I'm going to snip this as close as I can. Try not to snip any of your other threads because you will be bumming. All right, so that's that. So now we're just going to finish off the end. So we're going to take it out of the loom. And there we go. I definitely think, oh yeah, this is going to be much better length. All right, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to move that out of the way, and we're going to do more of the snake knots down here. So this is a little tricky because you're kind of, there's nothing holding on, but same idea. Loop that around itself, feed the left one through, come around the back and through here, and start pulling. And you kind of got to move everything at the same time. You got to move that one a little bit, move this one a little bit, move this one a little bit, and just keep going. The part that I found tricky with this is tightening it so it's centered. So there we go. Yeah, no, that was easier that time than the first time I did it. So yeah, and you want to be careful not to pull that too tight because then it ends up making your beads bunch a little bit. Because these are, I mean, they are stitched, but they are kind of free floating in there. So I'm going to loosen that up a little bit and pull it down so it's not so much on the bottom there. that's good. Oh, maybe not. There we go. There. Totally screwed that up now because see how that's not centered? So it's pulling. Oh. There we go. There. Okay. Look at that first one. I'm going to do, to match up here, I'm going to do 3 as well. 1, 2. Once you've got that first one in, it is a little easier to do the next one. A little bit. And just pull both sides. So the first one's kind of hard to get real tight because again, see how I'm like having that issue with the, and if you just pull on it, kind of annoyed it a little bit. There we go. And then third one. Make sure you're always coming behind as well and pulling it through. Down there, through the front again. On both sides. There. All right, now we're going to measure the loop for the button. Now this is a pretty big button. We're going to have to make a pretty good size spot for it to go through. Oh, that's really good. So like maybe right there. Yeah, that's cool. All right. So again, I'm going to get a little fiddly because you're going to make 2 knots for the end here. So we're going to, you know, keep measuring that hole because it's gonna get a little wonky here in a minute. I think the biggest thing with doing leather work or beading work is you just got to be, I guess, patient and just, you know, like keep working things. All right, so since we have that one, let's see if that still fits. Oh yeah, that's good. You can do it smaller if you want, but I think that's good. Okay. We'll do, okay, that's kind of annoying me that they're not sitting quite right. I mean, it'll stretch out. All right. Oops. Okay. And do one more. And make sure you're coming from the back. Keep pulling that. Okay, just make sure it's nice and tight. Yeah. All right. So now it's really finishing at the end. So you have like your little tassels. You can do a barrel knot if you want to. On that last one, all I did was tie just a regular old knot. I just tied a knot on the end. If you want to offset them or make them the same, you know, doesn't really matter. If you're looking for a more organic look, which a leather bracelet is going to be more organic anyway, so that, and then snip it off pretty close to the end. Don't do them both at the same time. That's just silly. There we go. And then you can take whatever color leather you have there and color it. This is kind of Be a little too dark brown, but that's all right. There we go. All right. All right, guys. That is it. Check it out. Okay, so we're going to do it like this. I should be doing this on camera. Just feed that through here. Seriously? Easier said than done. And there we go. Kind of did that actually. I put it on backwards. It's twisted. I got twisted and I lost a little gem. What the heck? Okay. Really? This way. This goes right on top, Tanya. There we go. There. That was much easier, wasn't it? There. There we go, guys. I love it. That's very cool. I'll probably glue the little gemstone go. Ah, I lost it. Let's say I can glue it back on. I don't even know where it went. Oh, I'll find it. It goes right there. But I mean, it's still sparkly right there, so that's okay. But yeah, so there you go. Pretty simple, fun. I mean, gosh, the possibilities of what you could make are honestly so many different. You know, if you wanted to do really drastic different colors, you know, you could. I did the thread red because I thought that was a cool contrast. Oh, there it is. Yay, I found it. So I will glue that back in there. But yeah, you know, there's all kinds of different, you know, this one I did. I just love these colors. I love silver. Silver is my favorite color. But I actually really like this gold one too. So there you go, guys. Simple, easy leather bracelet. If you have any questions, comments, please comment, question, like, subscribe, all of the above. Hey guys, well, we're wrapping it up. Thank you so much for watching this video with me. Sorry, it was kind of a long span of time in between. I had a couple of other projects going on, which is good. I'm going through some other stuff, so, you know, life gets lifey sometimes, and you got to deal with that stuff. So I'm trying to take this one off so I can show it to you. But definitely the second one that I did with you guys actually on screen, the length was much better. So that one I did 17 beads on. This one here, like I said, it'll make a good anklet. The one with the silver, or if I have any large wristed friends out there, this one is yours. So yeah, so that's that one there. And this one, let's see how much longer it is. So this is a good length. Yeah, I mean, that's, wow, that's a lot longer. I mean, look at that. That's quite, because you have to keep in mind, you have good almost 2 inches right here. Sorry, I'm probably messing up my mic. You have like 2 inches of just with the finishing of it, you know? So you have to really keep that in mind when you're doing that. So, but yeah, there they are. Very pretty. I love them. So thank you guys so much. We are up to 404, the last time I checked, subscribers, which is awesome. I'm really, really excited about this, and just want to keep growing the channel. And that happens with you guys. So please like, subscribe, share my video. Tell your friends. Tell your coworkers. Tell people you don't like. But yeah, so stay tuned. Come again. I don't know what else to say, but have a great day, guys. Bye.
Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.